Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. It's Creative Craving, and we're gonna get this chess app looking nice today. Gonna get it looking spicy. If you'll remember, yesterday we got the moves working out okay. Of course, this little warning here is coming from my browser. It's not really part of the app. But you can see we got these moves down here. And if I take it back to normal mode, oh, yeah, it's still down there. Okay. Right, but we have a breakpoint of large. I think if I get to 1024, right, then it shows up beside. We're going to get it looking nice, okay? That's our goal for the day. Let's see, we did make a little bit of progress on it. Oh, I almost stopped the recording. Uh-oh. Right, we added this, so we changed it to flex call if it's smaller than 1024 pixels. We have a gap of 8. Now, I looked at the 8 gap in the small mode, but I didn't look at it here. Let's turn that on and off, shall we? Let's look at gap 8 here. Oh, I thought I saw it. There's gap 8. Let's turn that off. Honestly, I like it. Well, okay. On the one hand, I like it better without the gap, but that's only because this thing's transparent. Yeah. I do want to have a gap there. Yeah, okay. Okay, there's some things that need to change. So let's go here and look at, I saw a CSS setting somewhere here, maybe under computed. I saw a hint here of something I could do that would be helpful. List style position, and they have outside and inside. So I did want to try something. If I do list style inside, what happens? List style position. Oh, I thought it would autofill for me. There we go. Inside. Okay. I guess that means it's... Oh, I think I get it. I think I get it. Now, we got the marker inside. Then we have our flex row. I don't know. Huh. This is tricky. There is some CSS on the marker. Man, I don't really like either of these options, honestly. Let's go back to our style. And let's try... I was going to try turning that on and off. List style inside right here. Okay. Boom, boom. You can see it doesn't change the margin at all. I mean, gee, I really want to know how to target the marker. I guess I could add marker styles. Text align start. Ooh, well that's not happening. It's not at the start of anything. I really would like to have the marker inside here, to be honest. Maybe I need to get rid of the marker entirely and then just do my own marker, because it seems hard to control that. I could do my own marker because of how we're enumerating things. I think I need to go ahead and take this change, this work in progress, and get it committed. Set an LG breakpoint. Yeah, that's really what we did. Okay, let's find cursor. There we go. By the way, comment and let me know if you can hear me okay and if it's not too loud. I tried experimenting with my compressor settings. I tried streaming about that to show you guys, but it didn't quite work out the way I was hoping. But anyway, oh, I see I'm clipping here. Yeah, I might need to make some changes. But basically, I just amped up the compressor a lot. Basically, my quietest sound should be 10 decibels louder than they were before. So, and my loudest sound should be about the same. So hopefully that works out okay for y'all. I want to try to make it so it sounds nice. Yeah, I want to make it sound about the same volume as other content you see on YouTube. So that's my goal, and hopefully I've met that. You know, I don't want you to have to crank up the volume just to listen to me, and I don't want it to be super loud. You know, I just want it to be chill and normal, as far as volume goes, anyway. All right, so. Yeah, so just drop me a comment and let me know. App context. Right, we don't need to mess with this right now, although we will soon. What I want to do is go in here. Okay, I don't like the naming. This is another thing that's going to be irritating me. Right. So this is the move number. Move number. Move number. There we go. That's better. And this is the player key. Maybe we should just call it move key, because it's not exactly the number. Okay, now, for this one, we have this flex row, and we have this W1/2. Let's change this to flex 1, right? If they both are flex 1, then it should show up the same way. It looks the same now. Now, what I want to do is change this to list none. And indeed, our changes are showing up. Let's get rid of this ML8 for now. Did that have an effect? I mean, I'm not seeing the ML8 anymore, or I'm not seeing it listed, but I don't know, everything looks the same to me. Okay, now we have the ML8. Let's look at it. 32, 0. 32. Okay, it does change. It's just hard to tell. Okay. Okay. Oh, I think I get it. I think I understand. Let me try again. No, I don't. Okay, I was just missing it. It was just too small for me to see. That isn't a big enough gap there, honestly. I think I need like gap 10 or something. Let's go back. Is that better? Can't tell. Doesn't look worse. Well, let's keep going until it looks worse, I guess. That looks okay too. Wait. It's negative, so we have to do Control X. Okay, got it. Let's do 20. I want to actually be able to see the change. Okay, now I can see the change. That's worse. 16. A little too big. Let's say 14 is fine. All right. 15. Okie dokie. That's enough messing around with that. Okay, so let's go back to the move log, and what we're going to do, since we're not showing the... oh, you know, I just realized something. You know, it'd be really smart, since I'm going backwards and forwards so much. Let's do it like this. Just bring this right on over. There we go. Now we can see our changes live as we do them. Isn't that smart? I'm a clever streamer. I know how it's done. Right, so we just got rid of this list decimal. Let's add it back just to... We're getting rid of that. And we're going to replace it with marking these ourselves. Now, we have our flex 1. We have our... Inside this map, right? Oh, no. Inside this map, we have our lies, and we have our flex box that has the move for each. We have a move for white and a move for black. What we want to have before, inside this flex, before the players, we want to have another div, class equals flex 1. And we're going to call it, we're just going to put in the contents of the move key. Now this is going to be off by 1. It's going to be 0 instead of 1. Yep. So then we're going to do 1 plus the move key. Great. Now, I see we have a problem here with our, where did we put them? Right here. We have a problem here because we don't have that div there, but we're just going to add an extra div. Class name, oops, oh, no. Name equals flex 1. Okay, now everything is equal. One thing I want to figure out is, if I go to ask mode, I have an extra div in my flex box. Is there a tailwind class to skip the first slot rather than having a dummy div there? And we'll let it take its time thinking, because it's going to take a while. Now, in the meantime, we need to make these bigger than this. There is another question I want to ask AI, to be honest with you. Okay, well, none of that's helpful yet. Let's look at Tailwind ourselves. I kind of want to see what is offered beyond just Flex. Let's make this bigger. Docs. Just search for Flex, maybe? I know there's a lot you can do with Grid. I just want to, utilities for controlling how Flex items shrink. Allow an item to shrink if needed. What do you mean? Okay. Prevent an item from shrinking. I don't remember what Flex Shrink does, so let's look that up. MDN Flex Shrink. I want to spend a little bit of time here and figure out the best way to do things. Sets the Flex Shrink factor of a Flex item. If the size of all Flex items is larger than the Flex container, it can shrink to fit according to their Flex Shrink value. Each Flex line's negative free space is distributed between the line items, Flex's items that have a Flex Shrink greater than 0. So I think what it means is, if the shrink is 1, it gets an equal portion. It gets reduced by an equal portion compared to the others. If it's 2, it gets a double portion compared to the others, because the other 2 apparently have Flex Shrink of 1. This is not what I want to modify. Okay, we've learned that that's not what we want. Flex basis, initial size of Flex items is probably it. Flex basis. Man, I need to learn more about that, but it's so complicated. Okay. MDN. Actually, let's just go here. Flex basis. Perfect. Sets the initial size of a Flex item. Sets the size of the content box unless otherwise set with box sizing. Okay. Right. The keyword values expand to a reliable combination of Flex Grow, Flex Shrink, and Flex Basis, which helps to achieve commonly desired Flex behaviors. In other words, what they're saying here is, if you use the Flex shorthand, it'll get all 3 properties right and in harmony with each other at the same time. Okay. Fair enough. So, like, if you do it on your own, you're on your own. Maybe I should just look at Flex. I'm pretty sure that's what Flex dash number is, right? Okay. Well, we need to look at these then. Shorthand for the following CSS properties. Sure. Well, the problem with this is it doesn't really explain what that means. Flex grows 0. Now, I know Flex shrinks 0 means that none of the negative space is ever removed from it. Flex grow of 0 means negative is invalid, defaults to 0, which prevents it from growing. Okay, Flex 0 sounds good for that first item. So let's try that. Oh yeah, we made this bigger. So let's go back to cursor. I'm sensing a potential issue here. Okay, that's fine. We can fix that with margin or with padding. Actually, let's fix that now. Padding horizontally 8. That's too much. 2. That's okay. Now oh, there's a problem right there. You see 1 is smaller than 2. So, yeah, that doesn't work. I need to set the min width, maybe? Min width is going to be 2x. Wait. Hang on. Min width. Let's figure that out here. Let's leave Flex alone for now. Let's go back here. Min width. Do we have m's or x's mentioned here? M. 16m is way too big. Okay, let's do this. Min width. Oh. Min width. Boom. 2x. I think that's what we want. Now let's save and see what happens. 2M. Whoops daisy. Oh yeah, they're lined up now. They're lined up. No, wait, if I switch back to X, does that have a difference? Have an impact? Yes. Okay, they're still lined up, but it's too small. Let's do 2M. The reason I'm picking 2M here is that means if you have a game with 99 moves or less, it's going to look right. But you know, if we do 3M, I know it takes up more space, but that means it's going to still look right. Even if you have 900 moves in the game, it's still going to look right. It's going to have the right width all the way through. So I feel like that's not that much extra space to give up in order to have it work. Now we want to have text align end. I don't know what it's called. We'll have to figure that out later. Okay. Now the other thing we need to do is get this top one to match. I guess we'll just do flex 0, min width 3M. And let's be honest, min width is not really what we mean. We want the width to always be this. Let's just be honest about that. Whoa! Hello? Wait, when we did min width, it worked. But when we switched to width, I have a feeling I messed it up. Okay, let's look at width instead of min width. W dash number, W dash value. Yeah, this should be the same. Okay, this must be a CSS thing. I don't care. I don't care. It's fine. This looks good. Let's see what AI came back with. I'm not switching to grid. No, thank you. Okay, yeah, before element. That sounds more complicated. Uh-huh. ML auto. No, that doesn't help. Yeah, okay, gap. Okay, none of that helped. Okay. AI doesn't know a better way to do it than just having a dummy item there. I know in grid there's a way you can skip spaces, so maybe that's what I'm thinking of. Maybe I was hoping that flex was similar. Let's see. Call start to. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. So maybe it's just not offered by flex. That's fine. We don't want to switch to grids just to get that one little feature. Okay, so when you do a text alignment later, one thing I definitely want to have is a period here. So that means we need 4M there. You know what? I need to put this in a, yeah, const. What are we going to call this? Move num. Let's see. Move num char width equals 4. Okay, that should be the same. And then we put in move num char width. Yeah, and then we're going to do the same here. Because we want these to line up, and I don't have to think about it again. 3, move num char width, and then boom, boom. Oh, hello. Now, why is that failing there? I have some suspicions here that it's a parsing error. And I had that suspicion before, and now my suspicion feels confirmed. This is the one. What's going on there? Why is this working and that not working? Do I have to put content in there? Well, okay, let's say min W. Now it doesn't seem to have that style. But if I go to this one, oh, it still doesn't. What? Not seeing it really. This is user agent, so that's not it. Okay, it's still not working. Okay. A little Scandinavian there. And this is all messed up now. I mean, what? The width here is 11 point something pixels. Fine. The width of the next one is 14. Is 4M not big enough? Oh, I think I get it. I think I know what's wrong. There's a special, excuse me, there's a special command you have to do. Because we're dynamically generating this, Tailwind is not, when Tailwind, so Tailwind, the way Tailwind classes work is they read your source code and they compile stuff. They compile a style sheet just for you. And basically it's not catching the style sheet. So we're including the class on the element properly, right? Well, you see here the class is there, but the style sheet that we're compiling from Tailwind omits stuff that we're not using, and it didn't notice that we're using it because of this method that we're using. So all I really need to do is, there's a comment you can put here to say, hey, definitely include this. Right, let me just do it like this. Control. Add a comment after. Okay, it keeps switching. Okay, there we go. Add a comment after this line to include the Tailwind class min w for m. There, let's do that. Oh, that's perfect. Yes, it's on the same line. I love that. And now that fixes everything right up. Now, if we change this to 3 and change that to 3, working as intended. Okay. Also, another thing I want to do is just put a couple of zeros here to make sure it still works fine. In fact, let's go up to 1,000. Yeah. If I can get it to show up correctly on this random, let's do 10,000. Let's see where it breaks. Yeah, let's just see where it breaks. Okay, it breaks here. I feel like that's gonna work. This is the smallest screen size, by the way, where we're gonna hit this breakpoint. If I go to 1023 pixels, it's gonna be a completely different breakpoint, and I'm gonna have to handle that differently. I'm gonna handle it. Okay. So I think what I want to do here, having figured that out, okay, I think this is fine. Let's replace this with 3 then, and see what we can get away with. Okay, 200 works, 2,000 doesn't. If you have 1,000 moves, I don't support that. If you have 1,000 moves in order, you're on your own. I think this is legit. So we're gonna make that 3M. It's big enough to have. Well, can it handle 999? Let's try that. I don't even know if, yeah, it works. I don't even know if 9 is bigger than 1, or you know, or I know it's bigger than 1. I don't know if it's bigger than 2. It could be the same size for all I know. 2 could be bigger. 2 could be wider as far all I know. I don't know which. I know M is supposed to be the widest letter, but I don't know what the widest number would be. 8 maybe? Oh well. Point is, this should be big enough to handle all the numbers up to 999. And if your game goes past that, it's none of my business, but I'm not helping you. Okay, so the other thing I need to do is just change this to where it's only on large or greater. I think I need to do this. Okay, this is interesting. What happens if I do it here? Dang, that's rough. Okay. That works. I don't know. Okay, that was weird. So when I only had it on one side. Okay. I don't know what was going on there. Maybe this part just didn't get updated. Yeah, maybe I just didn't save this. Okay, great. So you have to do the whole class. That's fine. It makes sense, actually. Now we're going to have to figure out something different for smaller screen sizes. You'll notice we're doing a lot of micro adjustments for just one screen size. But that's because I need to look good on all screen sizes, but I want to start with the big one that I feel like is going to be the one that's going to show off the chessboard best, right? If your screen's small, I want it to work fine, but this is going to be the main experience, like it or not. Now, I do have too much margin here, too much gap. Let's look, where was our ML? Oh, we got rid of ML, didn't we? So let's see where that's all coming from now. Here's our flex, here's our lie, okay. Let's look at computed, there's nothing to the left of it. Let's look at the parent. Parent, there we go, parent. Okay, there's nothing to the left of that. Let's go to the parent of that. Doesn't look like there's any margin to the left of that. Then we got this with gap 15. I mean, gap 15 is fine, except it kind of feels like the place where the numbers are is also part of the gap. I think what we really need to do is just take, oh, I lost the child. Was it this one? This one. I think we just need to give this a background other than black. So let's do that. Colors. Okay. We still want it to be dark. Keep with the theme for now. We'll just call it neutral 950, maybe? We'll try that. It's the... Now where is that? It looks like it's... This is actually in the app, right? Oops. Yeah, I think so. Yes. BG neutral 950. There we go. Oh, wow. 800. Oh, it's really neutral. Okay. For some reason, it didn't look as neutral here. Oh, I think the reason it doesn't look neutral here is because the background here is more blue. So I think it kind of played tricks on my mind. I want something kind of warm and brownish, though. Maybe stone. Let's try stone. I don't want it to be like super brown, but... Whoops. Let's try 500 just to see what it looks like. I don't like that. 700. Okay, we're getting there. I suspect neutral will look worse. Yeah, it just looks gray. Okay, I like the stone one. We are going to also give some rounded corners to this. But one issue I'm facing right now is I'm having to apply this stuff inside the app instead of inside MoveLog. I don't like that, but I think what I'm going to have to do to fix it is wrap this in a div and then make it to where you can pass, like when app calls MoveLog, it needs to be able to pass in parameters to the div. And I've seen that before, I just don't remember exactly how to do it. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see about that later. For now, we just want it to look nice. Rounded? Round? Let me look that up. Rounded. Border radius. Rounding sides separately. No. Oh, rounded LG. That's what all I needed. Okay. That looks way better. But let's make it XL. Oh, wait, I want everything rounded, including this corner up here. What's wrong with that corner? Now you'll notice here we have the BG Stone 700, which I think we were also using in here. Yeah, look at that, BG Stone 700. So I really like that color apparently. Let's change this to neutral though. Not really noticing much of a difference there. Let's change to neutral here. I I'm really not noticing a difference. Oh, there's a slight difference there. Okay. Okay, cool. I don't know why that border's not rounding properly. It might have something to do with... I don't even know. So let's inspect stuff and get at it, man. It's either this or one of its parents. Border radius. Let's go back up to where we're adding the border radius, which is here. Border radius is that, computed. Border radius. I wish it would keep the same. Oh. No matching property. Well, right here's a border radius, so what do you mean? Are you telling me I can't spell? Well, this works, so let's copy paste it. Show all is checked. Group? I don't know. Okay, whatever. Border radius is 0.75 rem. Fine. What about this OL? Border radius, there isn't one. That's got sharp corners. This has... Oh, you can't even tell. It doesn't show the radius in the... I mean, I don't know what's causing that to be like that, honestly. Maybe I need to put a border radius on the... On one corner, top right. One corner, TR, top right. Okay, so TL. So this TL, TR. Maybe I need to do that. So let's try that and see if that fixes it. Just one tedious move at a time, and we'll get to something that looks amazing. Now this is where we have black, and I'm going to have rounded TR XL. I want to use the same value there. Now let's take a look. That fixed it, okay. The issue was this div, this square div, was getting shoved by the flex box all the way out of the corner there. So we need to round both of them. And it also kind of looks like, if you look at the white one, it kind of looks like it's going above that. So maybe instead of that, maybe I need to add some padding or something there to these. I don't know. Let's try this. Pad the top and bottom, I would say. Let's just say 4 for now. And let's do the same to both. PY4. Oh, right. I don't want it. No. More like 2. That looks good. And I think that's going to be like 2 pixels. Well, sorry. 2 times 4. 8 pixels is not that much to demand. I think I'm going to leave it this way and not limit it to just large for now. That looks better. It's harder to tell that that's like that. Although, margin top 1, 4 pixels. I mean, we can move it inside instead of that. MT2. Yeah, okay. And then I don't think I need this anymore. Yeah. That's also a solution. But it needs to be more than 2. I don't like that. I'd rather have it right up against there. And it looks better with more padding. What can I say? It isn't like... Boy, I wish I could just zoom in here. What if I turn off auto adjust zoom and then I just zoom in more? Now see, it keeps changing this. I want to be able to scroll, dang it. Okay, anyway. It almost looks like the white is popping out past the edge of its parent, even though it's not. It just kind of visually looks like that. I think what I kind of need is to give it a border, like a tiny border, that maybe is the same color as its parent, or the same color as, I don't know, something like that. So let's try, oh, how do I do borders for, I want to change the color of the border. Well, you know what? Let's do this border B and just change it to border Y and see what happens. That looks better. Let's change this to border Y and see what happens. That looks way worse. Okay. I kind of would like... No, yeah, that looks better. I really think we need a border the same color on both of them. Interesting, I'm using stone here, stone 900 for the border, rather than using neutral. I think that's good because I want it to match this, not black. And I also think the text color for white should still be, the text stone 900 is good. And then here, text stone 900 is what we should keep, I think. Yeah, that's better. I don't need it to match the black. I just need it to, it just kind of matches the background here. I think that's pleasing to the eye. That's okay. I'm debating having the white columns go all the way down. I do kind of want to have the moves like keep a static space and actually stretch to fit this area. But I don't know if I want the contents here. I feel like I need something to be down here when there aren't that many moves. And maybe something unimportant, just a little detail. Maybe even just a background image that just kind of has a little bit of a watermark or whatever. Or like the version of the program or something that can get overwritten. That can be behind the scenes. Like it'll go behind, slide behind this stuff or be hidden by it because it doesn't matter. But it's just there to take up space and just not look too weird. Because we have this big blank space here. It looks a little weird. We've got blank space everywhere, but you know, whatever. But that's a down the road thing. Yeah, I would like to do something like, let's try something. Border, top. Yeah, that's what I want. Border, top, yeah. I want to make it a different size. This is border collar though. Border size, I think. Oh Lord. Okay, well. Okay, that was eventful. Gotta wait for it, it's kind of slow. Where's border? Border, oh, border width, that's what it's called. Okay. So border B is a 1 pixel border at the bottom. Border T dash, let's do border T1 or something like that. That's going to be too big, I know it is. Let's do this, let's go ahead and back to border B and then border T1. Oh, it's not too big? Oh, it moves it down a little bit. Let's make it gigantic. Okay, that's visible now, at least. I don't like it. Border T. Oh, you know what? The border collar is... Yeah, okay, it's a border collar. I want to have stone 700, I think. What was it in the app again? It was stone 700. I'm not understanding why that looks so much darker than the surrounding stuff. Unless it's just not applying the way I think it does. Inspect this element. Geez, this is details I shouldn't focus on right now. Okay, I need to do it at some point. It's like when you make something slightly better, you know, like the rounded corners, for example. I made it slightly better, and then that caused me to notice all these other flaws. I think what I should do, though, is just make it slightly better, leave those other flaws, and come back to them later. I mean, like, what I need to do is have a stream where I'm dedicated to just this area. But right now, I want to kind of get the whole thing kind of looking okay, and also get the whole thing to work in multiple screen sizes. I'm kind of off topic here, but we'll continue for a little bit. Border collar, okay. So that doesn't, Oh, yeah, border top collar right here. Okay, it's not border dash collar, it's border dash top collar. Okay, great. I mean, it's collar stone 700. Let's inspect the background color of this. Where's BG? Oh, I'm searching for border. Stone. BG stone 700. It's the same color. Why does it look so much darker? And also, why do I see a white line right at the top of it? I think I want to turn this off for now. Oh, well. No, I don't. I need to make this slightly bigger if I'm going to do that. I want to be able to zoom into this. What was that? Oh, if I zoom in, it just messes things up. Okay, I can't zoom in without affecting that. It looks okay here. Maybe that was just some kind of artifact. Oh, whoops, I totally messed this up. Okay, let's get both of these out of that and then do it again. Oh, wow, interesting. Everything readjusted. Okay, there we go. And then, right, let's turn this back on, 1024. That's just an artifact of this mode. Okay. So let's go ahead and clean up the collar. We're kind of experimenting with what's possible and what's easy to do in Tailwind too. Let's make it maybe 2. And I won't know for sure until I do both of them. So let's do this one as well. Border T2, border T stone 700. Let's see what it looks like. That looks fine. Honestly, the black one looks way better than the white one. I think what I should do instead is do like stone 100 here. Actually, let's do stone 500. 400? 200. We're getting there. 300. Final offer. Yes, that looks good. If you look closely, you can see it. But, well, again, let's see what it looks like without responsive mode on, because that kind of butchers things, right? Man, I'm concerned about... Oh, yeah, that's right. We set this to large, so it's not... This stuff is not going to work right on smaller screens. That's right. It still looks okay. It kind of looks, honestly, a little bit like a drop shadow in reverse, because it's on top of the element. So maybe I should have used drop shadow instead of border, but I'm not messing with it now. I'm going to leave it. Okay, I think that's as much as we need to do for large layout for the move log. Now, we're going to take this and we're going to look at all the changes. Okay, we changed this stuff. I think this kind of sort of goes together. Yeah, okay. There's a lot of UX stuff that went in here. UX fix-ups. Here. Move log. Lots of fix-ups. I do want to get an accurate recording of what I did here. Increase gap between move log and board canvas. Excuse me. Set BG collar for move log to stone 700. Add, right. Update numeric output for OL. Do it manually instead of trying to work around list item style decimal. You know, now that we're doing it manually, we don't really need that container element anymore, do we? Remember how I think it was last stream, we added this div here and took the flex off of the lie so that we could get our list item to show up like a normal list item. I don't think we need that anymore. We should probably switch it back at some point and kind of simplify our HTML tree a little bit. But the benefit, the juice isn't worth the squeeze at the moment. To do it the way we like. Now, it still is good that we're using OL. instead of using UL here, it's still good that we're using OL, even though we're not displaying the things in order. It's also good that we're. I want to believe that it's good that we're taking these items and showing them in order from move 1 down to the last move in our HTML, and then we're flipping it using flex call reverse. I think these are things that would probably help in terms of semantic HTML, probably helps screen readers, probably helps web parsers and web crawlers understand it better. So that's good. Right. Chugga chugga. Add border radius to move log. And that kind of includes all the little work we did with white and black there. Add padding around headers. And add border above headers around player headers. There we go. That's all the stuff we did for move log now. Okay, none of that stuff is supposed to be committed. Probably should delete it so I don't get confused. Or commit it to an off branch somewhere and say, this is temporary stuff. Anyway, sooner or later I'll forget what it's for. We also want to round the chessboard. That's definitely something we want to do. Now, if I'm not mistaken, this outputs a canvas, right? Oh, Lord. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it outputs, a div. Okay, great. Overflow hidden. That's going to be perfect for our needs. Border radius XL. Now, I'm torn. Here, rounded XL. See, now here I have a div where I applied rounded XL. And here I don't. I put that there. I'm torn about this because I got this one working this way. Yeah, it's working fine. Maybe I need to update the other one to put this inside. Let's try that and see what happens. I am putting an extra div here, but it's also a step along the way to be able to move this configuration stuff directly inside move log. Because what I want eventually, is that going to... Okay, well, it didn't update. Didn't update everything. Like I said, what I want eventually is so that in the app, if you want to make a change, like say flex1, you'll just put move log class name equals flex1, and it'll just do the right thing, like combine everything. But this stuff that's specific to the move log and doesn't really have anything to do with its position in the wider context, like doesn't really have to do with the app configuration, right? It belongs inside of here. And for now, we can at least make this much progress. I say that, but let's find out if it breaks. Write everything? Oh yeah, it broke. What broke? Dang, okay. Oh, no, it didn't break. Here's what happened. Wait, that didn't work either. Okay. The problem is these two divs are different sizes. Inspect. Yeah, we have our flex 1 and we have this. This doesn't fill its parent. It doesn't fill everything. Let's try putting h full again and see what happens. H full. Is that not a real thing? Oh, whoops, we lost our moves. I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Scandinavian defense. There we go. What about h full? Is that not a thing? Did I spell it wrong? Let's go back to here. I think we're done with this for now. Yep. W full. That's a real thing. H full. Okay. Nope. Let's go to the top here. Auto full. I mean, this is just annoying. It's like it's just not showing up. So let's try to do it manually. Height, 100%. That works. Okay. So all I need to do is figure out why this isn't working. Where's overflow hidden also? Oh! This is the wrong element. This element never had that issue. Because its content wants to grow as big as possible. This is where we're having the issue. There we go. Now I can make sense of the world. And I just noticed something. When I have it this way, overall this looks worse. But maybe with a little bit of padding there, the moves themselves look better being snug against the bottom like that, right? Whoops. So yeah, I don't like the harsh corners down here. So I think what I want to do is have just the first one have rounded corners. I can do that based on the move key. Okay. Not going to be complicated at all. Sure. Let's do it like this. Move key equals 0. And if it does, we're going to put in, whoopsie daisy. We're going to put in border, no. Rounded XL, I think that's probably too big. Rounded bottom left XL. We're just going to do this to one side for now. Otherwise, we're putting nothing. And we also need to do this. Tailwind. Rounded BL XL. That doesn't seem to have taken. Use the source. Okay, let's figure this out. Inspect this item. Oh, did I look at the wrong thing? What? Oh, yeah. This is the one I added rounded to. Okay. Not a problem. I don't need this one to be rounded at the moment because it's not at the end, right? So let's find the end of that. Take it out. And then we've got, oh wow, it's already got some stuff here. Oh yeah, we got to check the player key too. So this class name's going to be complicated. It already is. Paste. Oh, whoops. Paste. And then let's do it like this. Come on. Look at this. It won't let me add a space there. It's not a comment. And then a space. It'll let me do that. Weirdness. Okay. Move key equals 0 and player key equals white. Player key equals 0. Let's do that. Okay, it got rounded. Man, it kind of makes me want to round the top corners, but I'm not going to do that today. We're just going to do this little hack, though, for both of them. And I realize this is the same place where we're going to do the other one. So this is going to be complicated. Let's do it this way. Not equal. If the move key isn't 0, we don't want to do anything but this. But if it is 0, we want to do a different thing. Okay, if the player key equals 0, we do that. Otherwise, we do this. Rounded BR XL. I think, yeah, okay. Actually, ink end, paste. Oh, I did something wrong there. Let's put this in parentheses just in case. That helps. What did I do wrong? Oh. Perfect. Works for me. That works. Fine. Okay. And does it work? Yeah, it does, but it's really hard to tell, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that for now, at least. Okay. We're not trying to make things perfect right now, but it looks better. Let's take a look at it. Let's just imagine it fills the whole thing. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that looks good at the bottom. Now we do need more padding there. I've realized. Wait, I don't want to undo too much. Just type it manually. There we go. I feel like a commit is in order here. We did a lot of changes there. Yeah, we're going to do one thing at a time here. Move that inside. We're not modifying this right now. Split. Not messing with that right now. Split. Oh, we made a lot of changes there we can't undo. Separately, I mean. I'm not going to redo things right now. We're just going to accept this. UX move log. Did more one time than I expected to do. Oh, I've got an idea. I know how we can separate stuff out. Let's keep that. Oh, quit. I don't know what happened. Keep that move. Nothing in here. Nothing in there. Split. No. Let's edit this to just change the div. Okay, we're going to keep the old version, right? I'm going to take this and move it up here. And then we're going to go down here and get rid of all of that. We're not making any of those changes. Okay, hopefully this works. Okay, it worked. Now we just got to edit this one to do the same thing. Place all of these with... Okay, and then we're going to get rid of everything except the last line. So we're kind of making a fake change that looks like this. Right, this is never exactly how it looked, but it's almost perfect, right? The only difference is at this point in time where we only had this change, we also scooted everything over. So I'm fine to commit this, and it'll be a separate commit. A little bit of git sorcery there to make up a more perfect history than what we actually have. Okay, so move. Let's just call this DX, developer experience, not user experience. Move UX changes for move log into move log. I think that's pretty self-evident. Now if we look at this, now if you look here, like you can see this is the only, oh, I didn't make that many changes actually to that. If I'd just taken this part out, if I'd been able to do that by hand easily, that would have been fine too. Okay. So the other change we did, ignoring this one, is around the corners there. Round corners of, round bottom corners of move log entries. Let's just call it move log entries. Yeah, there's no other thing to call it semantically. I was going to say turn log, but this is not a turn log, it's a move log that involves multiple turns on the same move, right? Well, maybe I have that backwards. It's a turn log that involves two, anyway, whatever. I'm going to keep consistent in my misrepresentations until later. Okay, git CI. I think the only real change I want to make to the board canvas is that. UX board canvas, because I already focused a fair amount on UX. One other question, when I click, yeah, there's no more blue lights that come up. That's good. Board canvas, round the corners. Now I thought, oh gosh, what just happened? I managed to zoom in. Oh, that's cool. Now I know how to zoom in on this. Okay, okay, great. I managed to, I made these XL, maybe they should be LG instead, but that's not something I'm going to mess with right now. Also, like I need more spacing there. That's something I am going to go ahead and fix. I want to minimize the amount of space I'm adding. I don't want to add 8 pixels per row, but I want to add some space at the bottom. So I think at the point where move key is 0, I want to add in some whatchamacallits. I want to add in padding on the y-axis. Let's just say, no. Padding on the bottom is going to be 4, let's say. Is there a better way to do this? Maybe. And then here we're going to add it too. We're going to duplicate it everywhere. Okay. Oh, that's not working. It's doing it too often. All right, just a second. I'll be back. Okay, we're going to try something out here. Okay. I think we're good. Now, right, so that's going like that. It looks nice and smooth. All right, this is, honestly, I can't deny this is looking a lot better than it did before we started. I kind of want to have a before and after. Did we get everything committed? We didn't. Oh, the PB4 thing, right. I kind of forgot where I was. Okay, if it's not 0, we still want to show nothing. Right, I got that wrong. Here we want to show something, but I need to go back to what it was before just so I figure it out. Okay. All right, sorry about that. Yeah, it is better with something there, but I think 4 is too aggressive. That looks better. That looks nice. I honestly do, though, want to have some margin there between each line. Like, we need it for readability, right? Even if... So let's do PY1. Let's start with that. I'm curious about the bottom, though. Okay, it doesn't affect the bottom, I guess. Honestly, that doesn't look so bad. I thought 4 pixels. I thought adding 8 pixels to each one of those was going to be bad. But it actually looks way better. And I know it's taking up more space. That just goes to show how badly we needed it. Okay, so. Boom. I am curious about some of this, though. Let's take a look. Here we got 4 above and 4 below. Okay, as expected. Now, what about the last move, the first move, rather? This one. Right there. Okay, we have 8 below. but none above. Oh, so what's happening here is PB2 is overriding. Sorry for the noise. PB2 is overriding our... I don't know what's happening. Wait, let me look at that code again. Okay. Oh, we're not even showing that. That's why. PY1. You know what? Wait. Okay, now let's take a look. If this works, I'm going to do something slightly different that's less complicated. We're looking at this one still. Okay, we do have the right... Okay, those two combine well. The PB and the PY combine well. I think the way this works is... I think it's a CSS thing. PY is padding block... I don't understand that. This is padding bottom, this is padding block. Why not just padding... I don't know, whatever. I think what happens is padding block applies, but this is more specific, so it overrides. So basically, the first one sets both of these to 4, and the second one overrides the bottom to make it 8. I think that's what's going on. Either way, since that's working like that, what we can do is take the PY1 and get rid of it. And we're going to take it out of here. Take it out of here and put it up here. Nope, not there. Sorry. Flex 1, PY1. And nothing should change on screen, but let's try changing this to 0. Yeah, okay. It's working. Good. Good. Now it's interesting, this, boy, this black one down here, it looks like it's kind of like fading into the, whatchamacallit? Fading into the background. I feel like I need a border at the bottom of that too. So let's try, what did I use for the top border there? Oh, wait a minute. Let's commit this. Let's not do so much at once. DW. Add padding to move log entries. This is a UX item. Now then, how did we do the border top? Let's just search for border T. Border T stone 700, this is for black. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to use the same one. Although this border here is against this background and this border is against that background, so it might not work the same way. Let's just use it as a starting point. So for the for the black player, I want to do border bottom stone 700. I can't see it. Let's do 900. Oh! I need to put it here. Border B stone 700. Alright, so let's take another look. Inspect this one. It does in fact have the border B thing. Border B stone 700. Okay, it's applying it. But I can see no difference. Is it because it's too small? Border. It does look better with grouping, I guess. A little bit better. Border bottom collar. That collar doesn't look right. Whoa. Okay, that didn't help me any at all. Border width is 0. Oh. Right, I have to set... Okay. Got it. Let's go through the motions here. Where did I edit last? Here. We have to set a width, and border B will set a width of 1. Now, if I'm not mistaken, border width is 1. Okay, so border B 2. Oh, that's clearly on the wrong one, isn't it? Oh, no, it's just enlarging this one to match it. Okay, so I think the border 700 is flawed. 500, let's say, and let's just change this to 500. Okay, that tracks. But honestly, I think it should be darker. Let's do 800. Because we're using 700 here. 800 is a bit too dark. Honestly. What if I make the border narrower? What if I just make it border 1? Okay, we're going to leave it there for now, and we're going to play with the other side. Border B. Border B. Stone 300. Oh, I see it right here. Good, I got it right. Well, except for that. Now I have a hunch it's not working, but we're gonna investigate that and just double check. It's really hard to see this. I need a better setup to be able to see these things, I guess. Yeah, it does look like the color is applying. So border B, stone 300, it's applying. Great. Okay. So that looks, I think that looks better than before. Let's do a before and after real quick. And geez, we need to move our terminal here. That's the only change. Okay. Stash it. This is before and after. It looks better. If you focus on that detail, it looks horrible, but it looks better with it. UX, add border to the bottom moves in the move log. Actually, you know what? If we just put move log here, we don't have to say that. It's fewer characters. There we go. All right. Man, we got everything floating around here, though. Right. Now that I've gotten that done, LT. Wait. Oh, I don't have LT defined. Okay. Right. Get L since equals yesterday. Okay, here's what we've done today. Great. Let's start from this commit. Let's just count them. 7 commits today. Get L the last 8 commits. Okay. Get tag last. Wait. Force update. There we go. Now then, let's look again. Okay, so now let's just check out last. This is how different it looked. But, you know, it looks much nicer now, but I noticed this is taking up a lot more space than before. I don't think that's a problem, at least not right now, but that's something I'm going to keep in mind. Okay. And we're on the branch. Good. Yeah. Man, what a difference. I think we have too much space here now between these two, looking at it. If you look before, we had space between them, and it was, you know, maybe a little bit less than what we needed, but it also included the space of these numbers. And I feel like those numbers by themselves, even in the new version, they're providing some buffer of visual separation, you know. So I think we don't need that big of a gap now. And that's kind of the purpose of switching between the two, is I can kind of notice how things have changed since we started. I don't think I need the zip function right now. App. Right, gap 15 is way too big. Let's try 10. That seems right. Well, LG gap 10. We'll do that later. We'll do gap 10 for now. Update gap. I'm not gonna, okay, get checkout previous. It's better. This is slightly too narrow. This is perfect. Okay, that's what we're gonna go with for now. Then we need a separate layout. Oh gosh, wow. I'm getting a lot done today, guys. This is great. Okay, we're getting a lot done today, and yeah, I think we can keep going now, actually, into our normal time. So this is kind of bonus stuff we get to do. Yeah, that when I focus on that, it looks bad, but if I just take my mind off of it, it's fine. We're gonna leave it for now. Maybe I make that half a pixel instead. I don't know. I don't want to mess with it. If I go with half pixels, it's probably going to mess something up on some screens, and I'll never know about it. It just looks like a weird shadow if you focus on it. Anyway, now we want to work on smaller layouts. And I don't want to optimize for 1023 pixels. That would be a mistake, right? Because this needs to work down to 768 at this screen size. So let's get this one working. I think this is the MD breakpoint, if I'm not mistaken. Let's practice. Ready? Let's search for responsive design. Now we can see this right here. Okay, we got to practice searching because it's not intuitive to me at all. 48 rem, 768 pixels. Okay, that's our MD breakpoint. We just handled large. Now we're handling MD. Okay, and I know we still need to worry about stuff, about the text actually being too small. We'll deal with that later. We're not getting to that level of detail at the moment. And we need to fix the spacing here. So, in this screen size, I honestly think, well, two things. What I need to start doing, because I'm starting from large and moving down from there, what I need to do in general is focus on, let's say, min W. What I need to do is focus on just doing things once. Like I should do this stuff once and not try to add the default tag of large unless and until I notice I need something different in the earlier ones. Now when I see this small, it kind of makes sense to have a curved border up here to match. Maybe I'll do that. It's not going to be that hard, right? We already have a border on one side, right? Let's do this. Rounded, oopsie daisy. Okay, let's undo all that. Rounded TL XL. That looks actually good. It's a little bit weird to have two rounded borders right next to each other, but I think it's okay. All right, so that's a little detail. This gap, I think, isn't bad. It maybe is a little bit too aggressive. All right, so let's, yeah, okay, let's change this separately. What did I leave behind? Oh, I left behind that, okay. Edit. Keep that, keep that. Wait. I'm confused. Okay, keep that. Move this here, and then get rid of that. What am I changing? Just the large, great. Remove LG modifier for the min W3M thing. Here's the idea. Take the colon out of there. Here's the idea. We'll assume this detail is correct for every breakpoint until proven otherwise. Right? We're just going to assume that's going to work. And then the nice thing about this assumption is when you go down to the mobile screen size, you can still see up to 1,000 moves perfectly as designed, right? That's our optimistic hope. Of course, once we go down to the breakpoint, we're going to have to sort it. Now this looks okay, but what happens when you have a large number of moves? Let's just generate some moves here. I mean, this is kind of fine. It seems like we're increasing our screen size here. Okay, things still fit though. Man, moving things around takes some time, actually. Look at how long it takes to repaint. That's something I probably need to work on. Optimize at some point. Okay. Oops. Now, one thing I'm noticing here is there is no scrolling for the move log, right? It's not scrolling separately. Okay. You can scroll the whole page, but you can't scroll the move log separately. Also, man, it really looks like this little white piece wants to bust out of this. I honestly think I need to have some padding up here with just the gray background to make this look copacetic. And I didn't think it, I had mixed feelings about doing that at the large layout, but I think I need it here. It just doesn't look right, you know? But I kind of also need to make, okay, we're going to ignore that detail, come back to it. I think I need to just go through all the breakpoints and get it one setting that's going to work for all of them, for the most part, for that. We need to add a scroll wheel, though. Okay. So that would be the overflow setting. Overflow. No, not text overflow, I don't think. No. Overflow. Hidden. Okay. Overflow visible. Overflow scroll, right. Overflow Y scroll is enough, I think. And I want to get on the right element. But that means, oh yeah, for MD and below, we need to set a maximum height. Now here's the tricky thing. Based on the breakpoint, I know how wide your screen is. I have no idea how tall it is. So maybe I need to like have a custom breakpoint based on height. Here's an idea. What if I set the maximum size of this to 1/3 of the screen? Yes. H, V, okay, let's go there. Height, 1 VH. VH. Boom. Oh, wow. Then there's DVH. DVH to make an element span the entire height of the viewport, which changes as the browser UI expands or contracts. LVH to set an element's height to the largest possible height of the viewport. Interesting. Scroll the viewport to see the viewport height change. Oh, I got it. Okay, the viewport gets bigger, so then, yeah. Cool. I'm not really seeing the difference between LVH and DVH, though. Dynamic viewport. Oh, dynamic. So this is static to the highest size possible. And this is dynamic to whatever it is now. And this stays at the smallest size. Okay. I think I want this to be based on SVH, believe it or not. I don't want it to be too big when your screen's like this, and I also don't want it to be changing size all the time. I just want it to be nice and stable. Because the reality is, this area of the screen is not the main focus of the app. This is just a side thing. It doesn't need to draw your attention unnecessarily. So we're just going to make it behave nice and behaved. I think what I want to do then, for the move log, LGH full. Okay, MD. I want it to be, though, SVH. Okay, let's look at SVH again. Whoops. I want it to be a percentage of the viewport. I don't want 100 SVH. I want actually 2/3 SVH. Size SVH. No. Size value. H value maybe? Height. value. I think I can do it this way. Actually, we're just going to assume this is right for everything below LG for now. We can adjust that as needed. Height is going to be 30%, let's say 33% SVH. Good. Now I want to see this change. And let's say overflow hidden for now. Well, it doesn't seem to be working the way I expect. Okay, there's that. There's this. This is it. Oh yeah, it's working. It's taking up a third of the screen, which is actually quite a lot, to be honest. I think I want to take up like a fourth of the screen maybe. Yeah. Yeah, this is more what I had in mind. Maybe we'll make it bigger if we add more buttons in here and we need it, but honestly, this looks good to me. Now then, overflow, Y scroll. Perfect. This is just nice. Okay. Great. I think that's good. Now you'll notice, right, following this philosophy of adding these tags the moment we notice we need them, and also starting from LG and moving down, you'll notice we're adding an LG tag while we're focused on the MD breakpoint, and that's just how it's going to be. If this ends up being too big for the smaller sizes, which I suspect it will, we're going to do something different. So that's fine. There's no other change I want to make to this at this time, and I think the board is also great. Like I can still make moves, obviously. So that's all we need to do for MD. Take another look. UX move log. Handle MD breakpoint well. I don't want to use the word handle. Style for MD breakpoint. Let's call it that. Adjust max height to 25% of the smallest viewport config of the current device. Okay. Add a vertical scroll wheel. Okay. Perfect. Now let's go for the next breakpoint, which is... We're going to mess with height again, I suspect. Responsive design. Here we go. The next breakpoint after MD is 640. Okay. And my most recent phone was smaller than that. Let's see what it was. Unihertz Titan Slim. Specs. Oh, okay, never mind. It was 768 wide. Okay. I had kind of an offbeat phone with a small screen. So it actually would have hit my MD breakpoint. And honestly, this might have been okay on that screen size. But I have to keep in mind, when I do this, oops, 768, you know, this is a 768 on the computer. It's fine, it's easy enough to mess with, but I have to keep in mind that this could be really small on someone's phone. Let's edit. We have all these things I don't understand. Well, let's try this just for kicks. Interesting. This is 412. Now what I want to see, if I edit this, come on, Samsung 400 S20. See, now I would like to be able to edit the built-in ones, or at least see their configuration. It's 412 pixels in terms of add a custom device. I'll show you what I mean. So you've got the pixels here, right? And then you got a device pixel ratio, right? And so even though my old phone had 768 pixels, it didn't look as big. Geez, I'm not saying this right, but you can see that, like, well, let's just check this out. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Specs. Samsung Galaxy S20 Ultra. Okay. 768. There we go. Oh, that's recording. Okay. Resolution, video recording, FHD video recording. Oh, it's video recording. Okay. There was a clue. There was a clue there already. Useful features. Well, all the features are useful, aren't they? Oh, yeah. Okay, we start at the top. Design, I don't care. Colors, don't care. Dimensions and weight. It doesn't mention pixels there. Go away, dude. PPI, 407 pixels per inch. Yeah, this PPI number makes a big difference. The Ultra was 511 PPI. Let's keep that in mind. Right. Well, do I have to multiply by this to get the number of pixels? 500 pixels per inch is kind of big. Like, you know, desktop, like here, it's like 72 or 96. You know, even printing or scanning, it could be as low as 300. So this tells you, like, this pixel density, the whole point of this is so that you can be close to your phone and everything looks sharp and crisp and you don't see the pixels because they're so dang small. But on the flip side, because they're so small, from the browser's perspective, you might only see 412 pixels because the device pixels are so much smaller than the web pixels, for lack of a better way to say it. So like the pixels available to your website, the ones you're used to working with in HTML, are going to be so much larger than the actual device pixels, but that lets you get that really nice rounded border without any kind of aliasing or any kind of weird, you know, you don't want to make your app look like a pixelated game just because you're using a phone and you're close to it. You know, you don't want it to look like that unless you want it to look like that. Pixel size, here we go. 8 nanometers, or sorry, 8 micrometers, sorry. But that's the camera. It doesn't even matter. Camera, rear camera, quad camera, camera. Useful features, camera. Video recording. Okay, this is also camera. Performance, charging, network. I don't think it's going to say here. I don't think it's even going to say how many pixels. Well, let's go somewhere else to get this information. Yeah, they're not going to be advertising to us. I feel like here we go. Right there. Tells me right away. So across it's 1440, but it's 500 pixels per inch. So you have, well, let's bring that up. Oh, hello. Hello, bin eater. Where were we? So 1440 divided by 511, that means it's 3 inches across, right? But it's 1440 pixels. 6.9 inches, that's diagonally. 29 ratio, this is saying 509, which may be actually more accurate, I don't know. 1440, 509. This might have just been a different submodel though. I was looking before. Well, it's the same one. Okay, same submodel. I don't know. But either way, like it's 3 inches across, right? Technically, if you have this ratio and you know the diagonal, you should be able to calculate the size of the other two. You know, you can make a triangle and calculate the other two sides, but we're not doing all that nonsense. Right. So I wonder then, if I use the same PPI here, can I replicate this? 412 by 915, it says. Is that 20 to 1? Oh, 20 to 9, sorry. 1440 divided by 412. That doesn't tell us anything useful. Okay, whatever. We're gonna go move on. We're gonna move on. Responsive 768. We're gonna do 640 now. Although something tells me we need to go even lower. Sorry. So SM breakpoint, anything less than that is going to be the default. So we're going to decide where the minimum bar is, I guess. So this is 640 pixels. Let's see what everything looks like. It still looks okay here at least. I would need to check on a phone to see what it looks like. But here at least it looks okay. This is really hard to see though. Those little labels, I can't see them anymore. You can see it looks like there's a lot of aliasing there. Now if you zoom in you can see them, but they're just too small of a font actually to be able to show up here well. Maybe there's some settings I can change. It'll make it render better, like add some anti-aliasing to it or something. That's a concern though, and I probably whatever changes I make, I want to make it for every size. Because if we need some anti-aliasing or whatever, like if we need to add some of that, it would have a smaller impact on large screens, still noticeable to some people. Like all those typography freaks out there. So let's see, draw text, no. Paint indices. Let's just go see where we're using, oh no. Actually, we want to look at the definition of it, that's better. Okay, where's our context? Here we go. Fill text, there we go. Okay, we need to set some settings here. And I don't know what to set on the context, but yeah. HTML, canvas, Indian canvas. Something like this. Reference. Okay. Drawing text. Okay, we have fill text, measure text, text metrics, line styles, miter limit. Man, I don't even know what that means. Some of this might be relevant. Oh, text styles. Here we go. Font, text align, text baseline, text direction, letter spacing, kerning, auto, normal, or none. Great. Font stretch, font variant caps. Well, I don't know what a font cap is. Oh, small caps, all okay, got it. It's whether it's capitalized or not. Okay, got it. Or how caps are handled, I guess. Petite caps, interesting. Text rendering, optimize speed, optimize legibility. Geometric precision. Let's optimize legibility and see what that does. I'm not seeing any other changes we can make here. Text rendering equals. Cool. I'm kind of curious about geometric precision though. Okay, but I think it already took effect. Oh, but it's not going to reload that unless I make changes to something here. If I make a move, it should update. Oh, interesting. It updated just 78. Yeah, I think. I think 4 is slightly more legible. Could be my imagination. Let's reload it. Let's take it. Let's just get rid of the moves log, I guess. Oh wow, that looks kind of bad. I need to make this kind of bigger, or hide it completely. One of the two. Yeah, that doesn't look great. Oops. come on. Optimize precision. No. Optimize legibility. There we go. Reload again. It's not very legible. So whatever that did wasn't enough. I think we should probably leave it at auto and do something different. I mean, this is our debug indices. It's not really that important for it to work on every screen size, but I kind of want to know how to handle this case where we're using Canvas to print text. I want to know what the solution is. See, I wonder if it has something to do with fill style because we're filling the text. Color style to use inside shapes, but this is, okay, I don't think that's it. Gradients and patterns. Well, let's look back up here a second. Text styles, line styles, oh, drawing text. Fill text, stroke text. What happens if I stroke text instead? What does that do? Stroke text. Oh yeah, I'm not going to see a difference till I reload. Fill text is different, clearly. All right, context.text rendering equals optimize legibility. Let's give it the best chance of working. And then let's stroke instead of... That does look slightly better. I think we just need to make it bigger, though. I don't think I care between those two. I'm just going to leave this stuff alone. I'm going to get rid of this. And the size, though, the font size is 0.15 times cell size. Let's make it 20%. It's probably not big enough. But that should grow a little bit. Let's put this here for reference. Whoa! Okay, let's see if that makes a difference. Come on. Reload. Okay, yeah, fill text is actually extremely important. Okay. Now let's look at this. Context.text rendering. Optimize legibility. This might be the default for all I know. Optimize speed. I don't see a real difference there. I'm going to ignore this field from now on. I'm not seeing a big difference. I think this obviously looks a lot better. It does mean our stuff takes up more space, though. I kind of would like to do this only on small screens. If we take a look at it on a normal size, it looks really big now and annoying. But maybe this is a sign that we should just get rid of that when we don't need it. Because right now we don't need it, right? Okay. AP. Let's turn it off now. It's not exactly a UX change, it sort of is. Make paint indices output visible on small screens and turn it off. It's too big to be ignored now. So we turn it off until we need it for debugging. And this board's going to look way better without it. There we go. Nice. Man, I feel like it's missing something, though. I honestly feel like it's missing something. I think what it's really missing is... I feel like the pieces are missing an outline. I probably need to design my own pieces. Like, I need to take the time to design my own pieces based on some source material or something. Because I'm not happy with these, and it's a lot of work for me to fix them the way I want them. it might be less work just to make my own than to try to fix them and then still be unhappy with them. Okay, that's enough of that. F12, let's bring this back up. 640. One thing I should probably do at some point is change the way I'm showing moves to a more abbreviated form, but honestly, I'm not going to do that today. I think we've done enough. Let's do 400 pixels. Look at that. This takes up so much space. Oh, I get it. This board is restricted to be fully on screen, right? It can't be any wider. So that's why it's taking up so little space. So here, this is limited to take up no more than 25%. But this is also taking up about the same amount of space. This is 1173. Well, let's see what the limit is. Where's our calculator? 1173 times 0.25. 293. Oh, I need to set max height. Oh. Okay, I need to do that differently. Oh, there it is. I need to set max height. Okay, that's different. Let's re-examine 768. Okay. Oh! Well, I'm a little bit confused here. Just make a bunch of moves with one side. Oh! If I set height, it's going to sit there and stay at that size. But if I set max height, it's going to grow. Right, each turn. I think I might actually want to set height instead. So let's go to 640. And max height is in force. Okay. Reload the page. Right, so it's not like, okay. I think this is better. Let's not have it bumping around because it's moving the chessboard around too, so I don't like that, right? I don't want it to bump around like that. But for some reason, this is allowed to be 293 pixels. Well, let's calculate the viewport size from there. Calculator's still there. 293.250 times 4. 1173. Oh, okay. So it's respecting that at this layout. Let's go smaller then, 400. Now here I don't see it getting any smaller. It's still 293. What if I reload? Apparently 293 is its smallest size. I don't know why though. Oh, I'm looking at width. No, 293, 43. Why is it so big? Height. Okay, this is in force. It gets smaller if I do that. I guess it has the same height is what it is. Our height hasn't changed even though our width has. Okay, well that obviously doesn't work. Okay, what I need to do at this point, I think, is get a little more realistic. Okay. I'm done with iPhones now. Pixel. Fine. Let's do a Samsung, an old one. Now, at this point, it looks really hard to mess with the pieces. The pieces themselves need to be larger at this size. I think they need to be blown up. Interesting. How would I handle that with canvas? I'd like to do it automatically. I don't even know what kind of breakpoint I would use. I can figure out the size of the board though, dynamically in JavaScript, so I can do that. But it would make sense to like double the size of the pieces in this case. Let's just try that real quick. What happens if we double the size of the pieces? Go to board canvas, paint piece at, and it's going to call paint. Come on now. Let me click on things. Let's go. Oh, right. That's the name of the function, or that's the function definition. Okay, now somewhere here we had scale factor 0.8. What if we change this to 1.6? Just double it. Reload. Okay, that's too much. But you see what I'm getting at. 1.2. And they're offset more than they should be. Yeah, this is the right size for this size screen. The pieces are bigger. And interestingly, like the rendering, kind of funny. You can see how there's leftover artifacts because we're painting them into a place. It doesn't, oh, that one doesn't leave artifacts. Interesting. But you can see it's leaving artifacts all along the way because it's not considering that to be part of the same, it's not dirtying that spot. Hopefully you know what I mean. Okay. So what I would need to do then is, multiply, what was that, 0.8? Multiply it by 4/3. 0.8 times 4 divided by 3. No. 0.8 times 3 divided by 4. No. That makes it smaller. What am I trying to say? What's 12 divided by 8? 1.5. 0.8 times 1.5. Yes, that's what we want. Okay, so we make it basically we make it 50% bigger this way. And then where's our offset calculated? Here, right? No. Right here, offset. I feel like we need to make this negative in this case. Because there's just so much white space inside the SVGs. Yeah, that works actually. That works really well. You know what I'm realizing? I could have some code here that says, hey, if the piece is a pawn, then we draw image, sprite map. Okay. Where does that come from? Oh, wait. Sprite map has everything. Get render position. Okay, right here. Piece.position. What? Source rect, XY. Get piece rect. Okay. When I have a pawn, I could just increase, I could move pawns over. I could give them a bigger offset when I have a pawn. I'm just realizing I could do that. The queen here is a little bit too far over, but whatever. The point is, oh, that wasn't even the queen. Yeah, that's kind of the whole deal though, right? Like, what am I clicking on here? Oh, the king, okay. Yeah, interesting, the king will leave an artifact depending on where you click him. And this is because that kind of weird behavior is happening because the hitbox of the piece is larger, or it's overlapping the squares. So you can click on this side and it detects the king is, in fact, let's look at the most recent move. Like if you click here, it detects the king is moving from 18 to 18. But if you click here, oh, it still tracks it correctly. Okay. But the hitbox overlaps with this spot here. Here's a better way to say it. Boom. Click on it right on the edge. Click on, okay, never mind. It's not working now. But yeah, pawns are having the same issue there. Or were, rather. Okay. Great. So that's a fix that I only want to apply with really small screens. But I don't know how small. I definitely don't want to do that normally. And I think, honestly, this offset thing, this could be fixed somewhat. This could be fixed just by removing all the extra white space around pieces that are in the grid, in the sprite map. And this one is the trickier one because I literally want to increase the size of the pieces to be oversized. Now, you know, let me show you what I'm talking about. If I render this full size, obviously, wait, that actually still looks pretty good. That actually looks decent. Okay. So let's make some changes then. Let's permanentize these changes. Let's try to multiply by 0. See what happens when we re-render it. Okay, that looks okay. I don't want to show both of them, just that one. I didn't see the pieces move when I did that. Get rid of this for now. Here's the weird thing. I want to update the height. I'm not seeing this make any changes. Yeah, I'm not seeing this offset make... Oh, this is a round trip. I'm calculating the wrong dang spot. Okay. Great. Great, great, great. We need to use the same offset for both. Okay, this is with no offset. For this piece, it's okay. For that piece, it's too much or not enough. Wait, I need to update width here. -1. Scoot everything over a little bit. The queen scooted over too far. Let's do -0.5. Man. You know what? Let's do this. Const pawn offset equals, oh, per piece offset. Dang, I hate this, but this is what it's going to be. It's going to be a record from piece to number. Okay. Actually, it's going to be a list of numbers. Number, number. Because this is just getting ridiculous. See, at this size, I don't have much room for error. Right, okay, we need to have all the properties. Okay, so fine. Let's work on the king. And let's start with an offset here of 0, 0. Actually, yeah. Queen. Let's just do from the corner. Rook. Okay, give a little bit of space there, I guess. Knight. Then bishop. And then we got the king, and then the queen, and then the pawn. All right. Per piece offset, piece dot piece. And we'll use the same one here. Oh wait, it needs to be multiplied by the cell size. Okay. Well, nice try, folks. Okay, so const offset equals per piece offset of piece dot piece. Okay, fine. Dot piece 0. And then 1 cell size times, there we go, offsets. Oh, right, hey, offsets included. This is not working. Why? Oh, geez. Okay. You have to be explicit sometimes. All right. Alrighty. Now then, everything's zeroed out. Let's refresh, make sure it's current. Okay. So the rook is perfect. The knight needs to be pulled over. Let's do -1. Okay, the bishop needs to be pulled over by half as much. -0.5. The king, oh, the queen. Let's do queen first. Let's just do it like that for now. Queen needs probably 2. No, it's the same as the knight, right? Whatever distance the knight needs to be pulled over, the queen does too, I think. King, same deal, 1. Pawn needs to be -1. Okay, and I think their heights are all good. Clearly, that's too big. Let's add a modifier. Whoops. Wow. Look how much better that is. I kind of want to go back to zeros here just to see the difference. Here's what we started with. Oh man, I'm getting cross-eyed just looking at it. Now look. Oh, yes. So much better. Should have done this a while back, actually. Okay, pawn needs to be pulled over a bit more. The knight, 0.1, not as much. Okay, the rook is fine. Honestly, we could pull the rook over -0.1. Bishop needs to be pulled over just a wee bit more. 0.6. Queen. Oh man, 0.1. No, 0.9. 0.9. There we go. Need to pull a little bit back. The king is not quite far enough. 0.1. The bishop is a little bit too far. We already handled that. The pawn. I think we dealt with that one first. Okay. 2. Just sorting the pawns now. Okay. Pawns are great. Knights are fine. Bishops are fine. Queen's fine. Oh, look at that. Everything's lined up. This is so much easier than trying to screw around with that grid system and get it, or the SVG, and make a grid system out of it. I didn't want to do this, but that's what we need. I honestly should probably put this inside the, whatchamacallit. But I'm not going to do that for now. Get piece rect. This probably should do that offset for me. But right now it's in terms of the cell size. You know, I need to like figure out how to do it. Okay, and I guess that's about all we're going to get done for the day. I do want to quickly go through though and take a look. Oops, Daisy. You know, see, this doesn't look great on the screen size because this doesn't fit. I need to do some more tweaking and working with it and think it through. Like, it's because the board's so big, right? Anyway, let's go back and just start from here. Let's go to 480. Oops, Daisy. go to 480. And then let's go to, what, 640. Okay. 768. Okay. 1024. Okay. This looks really good except for that. We need to figure out something to do there, honestly. Maybe I need a separate collar for this column. I don't know. Anyway, that's looking a lot better than what we started with. I can tell you that. Okay. Now what did we do here? Oh yeah. UX. Board canvas. Revamp. Piece rendering. Double, well, yeah. Make the pieces 50% bigger. Have a per piece, oopsie daisy, all set to get the pieces all in the center of their square. Yeah, those are the two changes we made. Great. Nailed it. All right. Well, folks, we got a lot more to do. Next time, I think I'm going to let aside the UI issues for now. Although, to be honest with you, what I really want is to be able to turn off responsive mode and be able to see everything. I might have to make the, you know what I probably need to do is limit the maximum size of the chessboard. Yeah, based on screen height or something. I think it can't take up more than 2/3 of the screen. It's in height. I think that's what I need to do, unfortunately. Yeah, let's try that real quick and see if we can. The other one's taking up 25%. Let's give this 75% and start from there. We're doing max height instead of height. We don't want to like, yeah, wait. Go to the top, and go to the middle, right there. Okay, we're gonna leave this alone. It's gonna be max H full down there. We're gonna leave that as is. We're gonna just change the parent. Max, oopsie daisy, max H is gonna be, what was it? Okay, 75 SVH. Oh dear. Okay, let's reload. Okay. Well, okay, that's, it does leave room for everything. Let's do 70. We gotta leave room for that gap as well. I don't know why. I guess we're going based on width, right? Rather than height. I don't know what's going on here. Ugh. Man. Okay, maybe if we put it here instead. I know we can't have both of these. I know one's going to override the other. Okay. Oh, that works. Great. That seems to work. That's better. We still have some scrolling going on. 60. That fixes the scrolling issue, but I don't like it. Alternately, we could make the move log smaller because it's not as important. It's already so small. That helps. Okay, how about 65? Oops, daisy. I mean, we could also decrease the gap somewhat. Yeah, that could be a thing. Let's get this done, and then I gotta go. I was gonna take time to summarize stuff and then plan for next time, but you know, it'll be all right. Gap 8. Let's try that. Have it 4. No, it needs to be bigger. 6. That works. Great. And then okay, there's no scrolling here. Great. Okay. Dang it, I still need to look at all the other screen sizes though. Boom. 768, and it really doesn't, well, it doesn't make much difference until I go to something that has a limited height as well. That's 360, this is 912, see now that works, but our zoom is a bit wrong. Let's do auto adjust zoom. iPad Pro, sure, Surface Pro 7. Z Fold. Okay, Nest, whatever that is. Okay. Yeah, that's looking better. Adjust relative size is a UX change of board canvas and move log. We want to make sure the app doesn't scroll when the available width we don't want the chessboard to fill the available width if it means adding a scroll bar to the height. Instead, we limit the max height to 65% of the screen. And adjust the gap and move log height as well. Done. All right, next time we're going to do other cool stuff, which we're not going to talk about because we don't have time. I didn't do any of these things, did I? I did some UI stuff. Okay, well, we got this stuff for next time then. Maybe algebraic notation. Anyway, this has been Creative Craving. I hope you all had a good time. Please come back next time.